The holiday season is just about upon us. Time for entertaining, shopping, and for many, charitable giving.
I think ultimately every single one of us has a capacity to give at some level.
That's Jacqui, the group head of global wealth management at Scotiabank. And according to Jacqui, giving can mean far more than just writing a check.
Really, at the end of the day, it's about recognizing what are the different ways that you personally have to give back, whether that's your time or your money or something else, and then really doing it with something that you truly care about on a personal level.
Jacqui, along with Paul Scurfield, the Global Vice President and Global Head of Capital Markets, are the executive sponsors of Scotiabank's Employee Giving campaign. So Jacqui's our guest this episode, and she'll walk Armina Lagaya through the ins and outs of modern-day philanthropy. She'll give us some tips on how to simplify and maximize donations, how to figure out where to give, how giving can factor into estate planning at any level, and more. I'm Stephen Maurice, and this is Perspectives. Now here's Armina Lagaya.
Jacqui, welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
So we're going to talk about how charitable giving can fit into financial and estate planning, but first, let's start with you. What role has charity or volunteering played in your own life?
Charity and volunteering was really drilled into me from a very early age. It's something that my parents believed deeply in and something that I've tried to practice throughout my life. As I got older, giving back, of course, included more about giving financially, but it also meant volunteering in not-for-profit boards and other organizations that I care about. Over time, I thought about giving as really rooted in three main pillars. So the first pillar for me is about creating opportunity or financial inclusion. It includes things like bursary that I support at my university, trying to make access to university education something that any deserving student can aspire to, regardless of their financial background, overcoming homelessness, creating opportunities for employment for newcomers, things like that. The second area for me that's really important is the arts. I'm a great lover of especially the visual arts, and I've, over the years, given to different charities, things like NIA, for example, which provides Black youth with access to art education and opportunities for artistic expression. And then the third pillar for me is around mental health and access to mental health services, as well as things that promote cutting-edge research in mental health areas. I'm passionate about us continuing to advance our knowledge about areas of mental health and ensuring that people have, again, access to the services that they need. So for me, I think really at the end of the day, it's about recognizing what are the different ways that you personally have to give back, whether that's your time or your money or something else, and then really doing it with something that you truly care about on a personal level.
Well, that brings me to my next question, because for some people, they might think, well, I'm not wealthy. How can I think about giving? What would you say to that person?
Yeah, I think that's really important. As I said, for me, it was something that was grounded in me at a very early age. It meant, giving away part of my allowance or volunteering some of my time as a young person. Really, giving is a deeply personal choice, and each of us has to determine what their own capacity is for giving. But I would argue that all of us have the capacity to give at some level, whether it's money, whether it's our time, whether it's our talents, access to our networks. All of those things are really important. So each of us can just think about what is our own opportunity to pay it forward, knowing that any of those things can really make a difference in the community.
Maybe at a broader level, why give? Why is it important to give?
I think the simple answer to that is because we can. And giving for each of us is a highly personal choice. You have to do what makes sense for you, what's impactful for you. That decision to give doesn't have to be about money. Most of us can afford to give something, but it doesn't have to be about money. It can also be about your time. It can be about sharing your experience. It can be about opening up your networks. So that would be my answer. I think all of us have the capacity to give at some level. Because we can, we should.
So you've talked about the causes that are close to your heart. How should people decide where they want to give their money or their time?
For many of us, I think it's something that evolves over time through our experience, through causes that become apparent to us as we live our lives and we see what those in the community or people in our families or our circles deal with, and then responding to that in the ways that we can. But there's a lot of ways that we can find out about charities that need us. Here at Scotiabank, of course, we have our Spark platform, which we use for our employee giving campaign. It's available to employees all year long. And not only does it connect us to 2.3 million different organizations on that platform, but it helps us to really hone in on, based on certain themes, certain locations, what is our opportunity for volunteering, what is our opportunity to give, and how can we get involved?
So on a maybe smaller scale in terms of how people can give, do you have any tips to make it easier? Like one example could be payroll deductions.
Yeah, I think it doesn't have to be complicated. We can all kind of get started in a way that is easy and makes sense for us. I think payroll deduction for many people is just something that makes it easy. You sign up for it. It happens pre-tax. That donation basically is included in your T4. You don't have to worry about deducting it from your income tax at the end of the year. As I said, many companies like Scotiabank have access to employee giving platforms like the Benevity platform that Spark is based on. Spark will allow you to either sign up for payroll deduction or one-time donations, but it also makes it easy for you because if you do those one-time donations, at the end of the year, you have one place to go for all of your receipts for your income tax purposes. So again, it makes it really easy. Many organizations like ours also have matching opportunities. So we have 300 Scotia Rise partners on Spark. Many of those partners will run campaigns through the year. We'll be doing a number of them through December, where employees can not only see the impact of their own donation, but can also have that donation matched by the company dollar for dollar up to a certain amount. I think that's just a really exciting way to sort of compound your impact, compound your gift, which is great. So again, I think there's a lot of ways that you can do it. It doesn't have to be hard. It can be really, really easy. And at the end of the day, take advantage of the tools that are available to us to do it.
Yeah, I've taken advantage of that donation matching as well. And it's nice to be able to see how you can maximize your donation to a cause when often it's a crisis situation. There's a disaster somewhere. And so it's nice to be able to help doubly.
Yeah, I mean, that has become so evident recently with Hurricane Melissa and the opportunities we have to assist our own employees and their families, clients, the community with the terrible devastation that's happened in Jamaica. There are 2 organizations featured on our Spark platform to allow employees to give to those on the ground, really making a difference, helping to provide access to food and shelter, but also will help to support the rebuilding effort in Jamaica, which is so important.
Absolutely. So how about looking at the bigger picture? How does philanthropy play into your overall financial planning?
Well, I mean, that's obviously a question that's near and dear to me. I'm group head of wealth management here, and financial planning is central to everything that we do. We really lead with financial planning as part of a holistic wealth advice. So philanthropy plays a massive role in financial planning. Many of our clients build giving into their financial plans, either as part of their annual giving or as part of their legacy. For many of our clients, leaving a legacy involves their family members. It often involves their next generation as well. They may enshrine these wishes through personal or family foundation structures. I'll use Aqueduct as an example. Aqueduct is part of Scotia Trust. It was founded in 2006, and it's become one of Canada's largest foundations with $1.1 billion. Aqueduct Foundation's mission is really to facilitate personal philanthropy and serve as a bridge to other charities. Donating funds or passion assets can be complex, but those challenges can be very easy to navigate with the help of experts. And the Aqueduct team supports clients and their families throughout the entire process, really ensuring that every donation is made with intention and purpose. So it's a really important part of the wealth advisory services that we provide as a firm. And, you don't really need to be a massive donor to participate in something like Aqueduct. Many of our clients simply set up a family foundation to help structure their annual giving or include that as part of their legacy. The team is just there to set up the structure to help act on behalf of the family and to carry out their wishes.
And you referred to passion assets. So those are assets that are art collectibles, correct?
Yeah, that's right. So we have an art and collectibles advisory group within our Scotia Trust team that really helps advise collectors on ways that they can leverage their collection for a greater purpose. So that, again, might be as part of their current financial planning, but it could also be as part of their legacy giving. Those things can be complex. You have to think about valuation, protection of assets. You have to think about insurance, things like that. And our team is very well equipped to help people consider the best and greatest opportunity they have.
And what about estate planning? How does charitable giving factor into that?
Well, just like with financial planning, philanthropy can be a really important part of estate planning. It's really around creating a legacy. For many of our clients, legacy is important to them. It also enables them to set forth their wishes of how they want their money donated, not just during their lifetime, but after their passing. Many of these foundations can be multi-generational in nature. And again, depending on the family, the next gen can be very involved in continuing to run the foundation, or they can be more hands-off, depending again on the wishes of the client and how they've set up that charitable trust. But really, it's around utilizing philanthropy to create a legacy that goes well beyond your lifetime.
Maybe let's talk a bit more about the Scotiabank Employee Giving campaign.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a bit about that and your role in it?
Yeah, so this is the first year where I have been the executive co-champion of the campaign. I've been with Scotiabank for a little bit more than 2 years. I was asked the end of last year to take this role. And I was really excited to do it. I'd seen the campaign from afar, if you will. I participated in it last year, but I wasn't directly involved in it. But getting up close and personal, it's been truly inspiring. It's inspiring, first of all, just to see the incredible passion that our team puts into it. Like running a campaign of this scale and scope and magnitude, when you consider the international footprint of Scotiabank, this campaign has run on an international level for now 3 years. This is the third year, is inspiring in and of itself. It's been amazing also, the people you get to meet through being involved with the campaign and seeing their personal stories of getting involved, truly rolling up their sleeves and making a difference. It's really wonderful to see. But what I love about it is that it's not just about the dollars. The dollars, of course, they're incredibly important to the community. Last year, we raised just over $17 million, but it's not just about the dollars. Last year, we also tracked 250,000 volunteer hours that our employees went on to Spark to track and ensure that we understood where they were dedicating their own time. And those volunteer hours were matched through dollar contributions from Scotiabank. So I think both the giving with your time and your passion and your personal talents and your hands-on volunteerism is super inspiring, as is employees that year after year choose to give back, whether it's at the leadership level, the MIG level, incredible generosity on display. And so I'm excited about it. As I said, last year, we raised just over $17 million. This year, we have a goal for $18 million. We're off to an amazing start already, and I'm really excited. I know that we're going to have a wonderful year, and we're going to make a big difference in our communities as a result.
Yeah, definitely. So many different ways that you can make an impact. What's the one main thing you want people to take away from this discussion?
I think the thing I'd really want people to take away is that ultimately, every single one of us has a capacity to give at some level. And again, whether that's of your time, of your talent and your experience, of your network, of your dollars, all of those things make a difference in the community. And so I would just encourage everybody listening to think about what would be meaningful to them personally and how do they really want to contribute to make a difference.
Jacqui, thanks again for joining us today to talk about the importance of giving.
Thank you. It was great to be here.
I've been speaking with Jacqui Allard. She's the Group Head of Global Wealth Management at Scotiabank. The Perspectives podcast is made by me, Armin Milagaya, Stephen Maurice, and our producer, Andrew Norton. For a transcript of this episode, as well as other stories, insights, analysis, and thought leadership, visit our website, scotiabank.com/perspectives. We'll see you next time.